Welcome pilots, my name is Hybrid V and today we have something special for you all. Last weekend me and my community threw together our very first ever landing competition for the channel and it was an absolute blast. Now I've edited down the stream to show the best parts, so I do hope you enjoy what we're going to show here shortly. Big shouts out to all the contestants who showed up, and of course shouts out to all of you who showed up to watch as well. So what were the ground rules for this competition? The judges consisted of myself, Jersey OC, and True Constance, who are both moderators on my Discord. All contestants were to be judged on their landing and takeoff and given a rating out of 10. However, unlike my normal landing videos that you all know and love, I'm usually pretty generous in those videos with my ratings. This time, however, everybody here are professionals that love to practice regularly. So we were watching each and every landing and takeoff and critiquing them with a fine-tooth comb. There are 5 parts to the takeoff and landing sequence that we were looking for in detail, and they consist of the approach angle, the landing sequence itself, the touchdown, the exit sequence, and the flight. As always, the goal is for the landing to look both believable and cinematic. Each judge would rate the entire landing sequence out of 10, and each part that a contestant did well or poorly could harm the overall score. If there were any bugs, glitches, or server hiccups, it was up to the judges to agree to let the contestant redo their attempt. They had the one and only attempt to do the entire landing and takeoff sequence, so you can imagine the nerves these pilots were really feeling when they were trying to impress us. Needless to say, they were all phenomenal, as you'll see shortly. After the first batch did their sequences, the lower scoring players would be eliminated, and any ties would get to duel each other for a chance at redemption. Each bracket would square off until only one winner was left. So let's get to our contestants. They were Total Metal Jacket, Ranum, G-Flea, Syntax 58, The Black Sun, Cicada SE, Vin Saber 777, and Dark Star Final. First place wins a Misk Fortune with the Sunspot livery and LTI. Second place wins a Crusader Intrepid with the Nocturne paint and LTI. And finally, third place wins a Hover Quad with LTI. All winners will also take home a Beam Eye Tracker key, courtesy of my friends over at Eyewear Tech, who generously sponsored this community event and provided the keys. You can learn more about the Beam Eye Tracker and how it can turn your smartphone or webcam into a head and eye tracker for your favorite sims, like Star Citizen for example, with the links in the description below, which also includes a link to my review as well. Alright, enough gabbing. I know you want to actually see how things turned out, so let's just jump right in. Alright, go when you're ready.
That was clean. That was good.
So one of the things that I really like about those ones that have the multiple VTOL thrusters is that they articulate, right? And one of the big things on these, when we're trying to look for something that's cinematic, you come in with them horizontal, then as you slow down your approach, as you start to do that like vertical descent into your landing sequence, you want them to almost rotate to match that, right? So just like the landing gear rotates, you almost kind of want them to rotate into the same thing, and as they touch down, that would be a perfect in my mind, right? Same thing with the takeoff, right? When you take off, the landing gear, as soon as you come off the ground, you should almost be retracting them and really waiting for them to almost lock in, because if you wanted to be cinematic, you wouldn't want to damage your landing gear or have them like not go up and you overspeed them or whatever in the future, right? Same thing as you're going to be transitioning from vertical to horizontal movement, you almost want those VTOL thrusters to be articulated into the rear position before you continue the forward on that one. This is my personal opinion, obviously. So I would give that a 7.
Honestly, it was a smooth intake. Came in nice, landed not bouncy at all. Didn't look like you had any issues, and you had a nice smooth takeoff, landing gear down and up at a relatively good time. Looked really good. I approve.
Cool. I'll also give an 8, and the reason why I'll give an 8 is because same reason as Connie. As you're approaching, you had the VTOLs a little bit earlier than I would like. One of the things that you want to do, like you said, right, as you're rotating and you're pulling back, that's when you want the VTOLs to come out because it looks really good and it looks more realistic, right? If you're coming in forward, generally you're probably going to have your VTOLs like kind of leveled out, so that way you're giving it a little bit forward boost, giving it forward speed. Then as you're slowing down, you switch the VTOLs as if you're trying to slow down and use those engines to help you slow down because, of course, obviously they work, right? So just those things are the only things that I would probably like say would have been perfect if you had those nailed down. If you had that nailed down, it would have been closer to a 9 or a 10. The touchdown, great contact patches on there. Normally the raft is really annoying when you land because it's got the 4 square pegs, and if you're not perfect on the contact patches, it like wobbles way too much and it looks annoying. And it just looks like it's on stilts. So you did a really good job getting good contact patches overall. It's just the VTOLs, I think, that hurt you just a little bit there. I think you did really, really well overall. So highest out of all of them, of course, is the 8. So that's going to be Jeef's final score is going to be the 8. So good work on that, Jeef. All right, we're going to pick the next one. All right, good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Yep, liking the flaring, especially on something that's going to be as front forward heavy as that.
All right, judges, let's get Syntax on. Connie.
Like I was saying when he came in, which I'm probably gonna have commentary as people are coming in because the approach is like a whole art to it, right? It's front heavy. So when he flared it, I was like, that's exactly what you would need to do to stop it from nosing down. Any of those ships that have that problem, you want to kind of come in and almost flare like a plane would, right? And you would, or a helicopter, right? And you would flare in, and as you're slowing down, you would use your VTOLs to kind of slow yourself in and almost like slowly roll the knuckles out on that landing gear. It was a really good landing. Your VTOLs came on a tad early, in my opinion. Useful though they are for the Connie. And then on the takeoff, that was exactly what I'm talking about. The landing gear retracted before you started any sort of real movement. The VTOLs closed before you took off. So I'm going to give you an 8 on that one. I really liked it. I thought it was really good.
Cool, thank you.
Cool. Let's see, Jersey.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. I'm around an 8 as well. Great income. Like you said, flared it up. You did good. Smooth landing. A little slightly of a jolt, but I think that's more of a Connie thing or a server issue. But other than that, yeah, it was neat. It was clean. 8.
Cool.
I'm more of a simple judge, guys. So, you know.
No worries. That's the reason why I need more than one, because it's not just my opinion, right? So, all right. So, yeah, Syntax, fantastic. Like, yeah, that heavy in approach, really good. Beautiful kind of rotation on your way in. Everything was fantastic. I'm a little bit okay on the way you use the fans. They seem to work pretty well. Although when you stop, that's when you should have the fans out, so you can kind of, even though the fans don't work on the Connie, like just kind of pretend that it's going to help you to do the stop. So yeah, slight little delay on that. Definitely could have been better if you had that on the approach. My main issue, of course, was the contact patches. You did a really good job. You didn't nose over because the Connie is annoying about the nose over. So you did actually control for that, which was good. Although the contact patches were not 100% perfect, so you had that jitter once you touch down, which is really annoying because the Connie itself is just really annoying for that in general. I understand that, but there are ways you can control for that, and that's just making sure that your approach is perfectly like level as you touch down, so that way it's as smooth as you can, and even you can slow it down even a little bit more. So that was the main issue for me. Your takeoff was fantastic, really, really good, and I think you did utilize the fans pretty well for that, and I'm also going to apply an 8 on that as well. So that's going to be an 8 for you. So we have going a tie right now. Looking good, guys. You guys are crushing it. And Zeus on approach. Nice angle. Ooh, nice.
Oh,
Oh, I like
it
what
going.
you're trying to do there.
Keep it
Really
going, yeah.
cool approach.
Follow
Just let it
through.
go.
Follow through.
cool.
And away he goes.
Yeah, so I mean, I really liked it. Like we said, most of these you guys don't have to do straight on approach, right? Like that was cool. Little flare underneath the thing, underneath the crane. Dangerous, right? We don't know where that hitbox is. It could be all the way till the next building. So the fact that you didn't explode impressed me. One thing that I'm kind of a proponent of, right, is that we're not trying to do all straight on approaches, right? But that ship's like aerodynamically shaped to go forward, right? So you came in, slid sideways, and I was like, okay, if you like rocked the ship to the left a little, or like you rolled the ship to the right a little bit to kind of make it look like, oh yeah, I'm kind of like Tokyo drifting into the spot, right?
Yeah.
That would look really cool. So I'm not a big fan of like the horizontal strafing when you're going to be doing this in certain ships, right? Same thing with the takeoff. Like obviously we saw the landing, right? That was a little rough. Okay, not terrible, but you bounced. And then when you took off, you just kind of tilted sideways and then just went forward, right? Really, you'd like fall out of the sky when you did that, right? Like your VTOL thruster's not actually pushing against anything anymore, and you have no forward momentum to like keep that. Now, if you had gone forward a little bit and then started, I would have been like, okay, cool, that looks sweet, But it's just kind of like the cinematic look of it. I'd probably give you a 6 because I like that you tried to do something different.
Yeah, I bit off more than I could chew. I should have simply.
I appreciate that you tried.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate the attempt. You're going for extra points, extra style points. Hey man, that's good on you. But
just go near the crane.
unfortunately, if you nailed the landing, man, it would have been sweet. Takeoff is actually good as well. I'm gonna have to definitely reduce some points on the landing though, but the takeoff is clean. But I will give you points for attempting on doing something stylish. So I'm gonna go with a 5.
All right. Yeah, I think your approach angle was good. I liked how you came in, and then you decided to do the sideways angle, which is fine, right? And then you did flare. You tried to account for that, but unfortunately, you just kind of, like you said, bit more than you can chew, and you had a really bad contact patch, which then rolled you over onto your left side, which made contact. So you had a wing strike on that. So you did have a little bit of a jittery there, and then when you took off, I think like you could have probably really salvaged a lot more points on your takeoff there, right? Because if you beef your landing, right, you still can get some decent points if you have like a really, really cool takeoff. And you decided to kind of just lift up and then go from the direction you were facing and leave off. And like Connie said, yeah, if you had if you kind of had like a nose out approach and you kind of like kept it more smooth on the way out, I think you probably could have really nailed more points there. But still, overall, it was really good. I love the attempt, and I don't begrudge anybody who wants to try to do a little bit more of a unique attempt. Although be very careful because you're making your life harder for yourself, right? So this is why you saw a lot of other people who've been playing longer. They're like, I'm just gonna do a normal smooth landing. I'm not gonna do anything crazy, right?
I get off way more.
But hey, you know what? It's all fun, right? All fun. So I will also rate a 6 out of that. So your highest score is going to be a 6. Good work. Good work. All right. Let's see.
Style points is a thing, guys. If you want to do a backflip, but nail it, come up with something unique. You don't have to, come in.
But
clean.
it has to look
Actually,
good,
style
and it
points.
has to look realistic.
It has to look good.
Yeah. So you will add more to yourself, but if you can pull it off, you can expect those points to roll in.
If you want to do style points, it has to be all in one motion though. If you can't just come in, do a flip, and then land, and then take it. It has to be all in one kind of motion. So make it unique if you want to. If you want to come in for a normal landing, hey, be my guest.
All right. Next up, have Sakata. Got that reclaimer. Let's do it.
Here we go with the space ant.
Oh, I do love the reclaimer. Now, I know we're in atmosphere. So I'm watching the VTOLs to see what he's going to do here because of how heavy this thing is.
Jersey, I need you to play golf clap when this thing lands. Right?
It's raising up.
Shoot.
A little bit too much forward momentum. I think that it's going to be one of those mothership angles. A little bit of pitching, a little bit of...
man has the sun on.
It's all good.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Alright, and push up one.
He's in the push-ups, yeah.
And straight up takeoff. Very, very nice.
Yeah. So I really, obviously, harder ship to do it in, right? Thing's heavy as hell in atmosphere. I really was looking at it. I was trying to see if okay, are the VTOLs horizontal? They were, right? I watched when he came in. He came in at he came in low, and then he kind of turned the VTOLs on and started raising up. And then I started counting after he engaged the gear to see how long it was going to take for him to land, right? So it took him about 6 seconds to land, right? It's a big ship. But I am going to take points for the landing gear being down for that long. Like I said, you're kind of wanting it to be an all-in-one. Like you come in, the VTOLs engage, and you're almost already touching the ground at that point with the landing gear almost, snapping into place. People are taking that risk to try and make it so that the landing gear time and hit the ground at the same time. Contact points, for that landing, straight up and down, perfect, right? Like you landed, it didn't weeble wobble around at all very much, just kind of went straight down to the ground. And then with the takeoff, same thing. You did what I kind of said in one of the previous ones, where you waited for the gear to come up and then you transitioned the VTOLs into forward motion. Yeah, but it was just a big up vertical, which is, it's fine because that ship's just gargantuan and you kind of need that strength to get up there. So I'd probably give it about a 7. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat. It's a great attempt, especially with a reclaimer.
Yeah.
I give you props for bringing the reclaimer, especially in the Lorville and atmosphere. Like I said, smooth landing, like Connie said. Came in. I'm around a 7 as well, man. It was good.
All right. Yeah. So really, really phenomenal, Cicada. You came in, I think at one point you probably had a little bit of a panic moment because you were trying to figure out where your actual point you were going to drop down, and it feels like you kind of missed your landing spot that you were trying to look for, which is why you were a little bit hesitant when you came down. So you had the right approach angle, you had your VTOLs on, and then you were kind of hovering a little bit, and I think you were trying to figure out where you were trying to go. Again, just commit. Just commit. Even if you're offset, even if you're going to run me over, it doesn't matter. Just commit, because we want to see the entire sequence in its entirety, right? And if you even hesitate even slightly, it kind of messes things up a little bit. But you did recover. You did go through the full motion. Yeah, gear was down a little bit earlier than I would like. I think because you're probably worried a little bit about how long it was going to take to pull that thing down, possibly. But still,
I was worried I was going to squish that 90 into.
Listen, at the end of the day, if you end up colliding with something, the judges here, we will decide whether you get a mulligan on that. If it's something just completely out of your control or whatever, we'll decide on that. So just commit, right? So I just want that to be a thing you guys take away home for. Just commit for that, right? Your touchdown was really good. You decided to do the little bit of a flex, which is kind of funny. I prefer that to be smoothed out though, honestly. Just kind of lift off and then just take off as one full-on motion. You went up and then you took off, looked really good, and then you flipped your VTOLs off as you rotated and went for the straight vertical out of the atmosphere takeoff, which is always a really nice one. What always gets good in my books for anybody else in the future for the reclaimer is just keeping the VTOLs and going forward, nosing forward as you do it like a helicopter. That always looks so good. So just keep that in mind if you guys want to do that for future competitions. But overall, fantastic, and I will also give you a 7. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the next one.
That was a good one, man.
Yeah, I like that one.
I like that one.
Really
Very good, very good. All right. Donnie, what do you think?
Yeah, no, that you practiced that approach a couple of times. Really liked it. You took the gamble to make sure that your gear were all fully extended right before they hit the ground, instead of bouncing. Let me see. What was I had a point that I was going with on this. The takeoff, same thing, really good. You had really good contact on that first landing. Actually, it reminds me so much of what an Air Force aircraft do. They come down and they hit their two rear landing gear and then gently bring it down on their nose. Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No,
it's kind of natural for me because I'm used to flying helicopters where you have to do that to slow down.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. Because you need that right contact, left contact, right on the rear skids or whatever you're flying, right?
Yeah, or just the deceleration. You need to pop your blades up to actually slow down.
Yep. Overall execution, this is definitely an 8 for me. For people that are really trying to push that thing, try and give it a little bit more flavor to it. Like I said, this was just a straight out approach, right? So that's the only thing that execution wise, this is great. But that's my take.
Yeah, I just wanted to keep it simple for the first one at least.
Yep.
Yeah, same thing, man. Excellent approach. I like the fact that you came in hot and you stopped in time. You didn't overshoot anything. You were fully it looks like you were fully in control of everything the entire time. You came down, landing gear down, VTOLs, everything. It looked good. Takeoff looked good. Nice and smooth. Perfect. I'm gonna give you your first 9.
All right, thank you.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, fantastic. I think you did really good. The approach was fantastic. As you came down, you were able to slow down and you got your timing right. I know you were kind of struggling with the timing in the practice and you were kind of just going over and over trying to figure out how to get that timing right, and you nailed it, which was really, really good. Your contact patches, you did back to front, which is good. Now, me personally, when it comes to starships, I prefer more of a even contact patches, just because Star Citizen is a little weird when you do back contact. It's not like how it is in real life where you can just literally just like for example, if you've ever flown a Harrier in DCS, or any of you guys even watched how any actual any type of VTOL craft lands, even if they are offset slightly, it's very smooth. It doesn't even look like it's that weird. But in Star Citizen, it's weird where you have if you contact your back or even side gears or anything like that, the thing gets so wobbly and weird. But even then, regardless of that, it still looked good in my book. I will say, you had, it looked like, from what I could see, the VTOLs were on, which is good. But then as you took off, it looked like you turned them off, I think, because I didn't see them fire anymore. It could be because of the angle of you going forward or back.
I think, I went straight up and then after, because they only fire if you hit space,
exactly,
upwards. So
yeah. So I think
I tilted up and went straight.
Exactly, yeah. I figured that you were just going forward. That's why I was not assuming that you had turned them off, because it looked like you were just going forward.
No, I used them to lift up and then toggled them off with
because I was paying very close attention
to take
to that.
Forward.
Yeah, I was paying very close attention to that. Overall, though, phenomenal. I will also give you a 9. It's a really good bar you set for here. All right, good work, good sir. All right, we're gonna have Dark Star.
Oh.
That bounce killed me.
the lag looks so funny.
The lag did look so funny. Yeah, hit the warp drive real quick, just jump forward. I was like, all right, sweet.
All right, let me do my notes. All right, Ani.
Yeah, obviously I like that ship. Really cool approach. I'm glad that you decided to do the little pseudo J hook, right? I like that a lot. I like the landing looked good. I'm not 100% sure if that was the servers or the gear just hadn't fully extended, but it probably was that your nose touched first and then your gear hit and bounced it, right?
No, I saw my gear was not fully extended. It was in the ground.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So that's probably what did that one on you. But no, transition from vertical to lateral, super big in my book. So that was another good one. Yeah, I liked that you did the roll stop too. Like you would be stopping a helicopter where you kind of just yaw it to the left a little bit and kind of use the vertical that you have from your VTOLs. I'd probably give you an 8 on that one, even though that you bounce, because you tried something different, especially with them VTOL aircraft that essentially are going to be like more helicopter flight profile, right? So you kind of want to think about it that way. So yeah, good.
Yeah, it was a good approach. I felt like you could enable your VTOLs just a little bit sooner, and also the landing gears. Of course, it looked like you came out a little bit too late. That's why it clipped into the ground. It was a decent bounce on the ground. I do like the attempt on the side maneuver landing. I'm gonna have to roll with a 6 though, but it was a good attempt.
All right. Yeah, so good approach. I love the J-hook. It looked really good. Unfortunately, as you came into the J-hook, there was a little bit of hesitation. I think probably because you were trying to figure out if you were going to get the timing right. So you kind of just slowed down a little bit too much there. So you had a little bit of that stair-stepping. Very, very minor, though. As you came down, unfortunately, the timing on the gear wasn't correct. So you clipped through the ground because the animation wasn't finished, which also caused you to nose over, which was, yeah, that unfortunately killed a lot of it. Your takeoff, though, really, really good. I do like how you took off. Everything was smooth, all one motion, and then you VTOL'd and you took off, and then you hit the warp drive. That was even better at the end there. But overall, though, so I will give you a 6 on that. The main thing that killed you was the landing gear. Now, we do have a separation of 6 all the way to 8, so you're going to get the middle score of 7. So that's what you're going to get out of that. Cool?
Go ahead.
Ooh, I heard
What
that.
was that?
Yeah. That was beautiful.
Well, that wasn't me.
I'm gonna say that was the Nomad that was landing, or a minute ago.
Another muzzle top. Let's go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, another nose heavy one. Let's
Ooh,
see
this
how.
is gonna be
Funny,
good.
there's just
This is
other
good.
ships landing behind us the whole time.
Is it really?
I mean, pretty much. There's a
that's Facebook.
freelancer
Is
coming
that a
in.
dead Zeus over there?
It is.
That was there. That was there when we got
A
here.
little far away with that.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's fine. Let's
All right.
Just looks like
Front on.
bulky ass shoulders, man. Just oof.
I love it.
I look pretty good. I gave the freelancer at least a 9 on the normal scale.
I mean, obviously, like I said, nose heavy. Came in, really good approach.
Yeah.
A little bit of hesitation on the landing, right? It was slower than than a few of us, I think, would like. Takeoff, I always like it when people try and fly close to stuff. God, any second, someone's going to hit one of them cranes that's not actually there. It's going to be great. So, yeah, no, I'd probably give you, just because of the hesitation on that, and on your takeoff, the gear weren't fully retracted, nor were the VTOLs disabled until you started your forward flight. Probably give you a 6.
Okay.
I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
I have to get used to.
Yeah. It wasn't
Yeah,
bad, bud. I'm a little bit of a harsh critic.
yeah. I'm around the same, honestly. It was a really good attempt, especially with the C2. There's more times than none that I've seen people nosedive on that shit, myself included. So how you managed it was really a really good attempt. It could have been a little bit closer. It's all good. Same thing. I didn't really notice the VTOLs when you did take off. I felt like they were down in my point of view. I don't know if that was my side or anything, but when did you deactivate your or inactive your VTOLs?
I think I brought them in pretty soon after I just stopped touching the floor.
Yeah, because I noticed when you did take off, I didn't really see the VTOLs out, and I don't know. It might have been mine, but I'll give you a 6, around a 6. It was a good attempt. Like I said, it was really good. It was really good that you didn't nosedive. So that ship is really hard to do. So
I was going to take the hesitation over that because, like I said, second day of owning it.
no,
Getting
absolutely.
used to it.
Yeah.
For being the second day of owning it, not bad. So your approach was really good. There was some hesitation right before you touched down, so you held altitude a little bit because you're probably worried about your gear. It almost looked like you were going to come in a little bit too early even, but you nailed it perfectly. It was
Yeah.
really good. Everything else looked great. Your takeoff, yeah, your VTOL was a little bit too early. I would like to see it up, and then as you push away and you start to gain more altitude, that's when you turn off the VTOLs. Definitely would like to see that more. I'm going to give you a 7 on. 890 is the extra difficulty modifier that Jersey brought in.
Someone
Go
roar
attack.
around this thing.
My Wii mod at 890.
I like that.
I hope I kind of hit it.
The muscle memory kicked in.
I saw on the stream how long the landing gear was out. What the?
Yeah,
That
it
was
takes
like
forever
a
for the
good
gear to come up on the
few-
Intrepid.
Yeah, it was a good few seconds after it was already in. Like, whoa. Okay, did not know that was that
All
bad.
All right, let me get my notes. And done. Connie.
All right. Yeah. No. Good attempt. I like that. Little weeble wobbly. I know you're on keyboard, so I get it.
That is actually
then-
on purpose.
Oh,
These
okay.
are my
Yeah.
inputs.
Oh, good. All right. So yeah, we will wobbly then for my taste. And then I like that you turned around to like land it. The contact points were good. The takeoff was good as well. Again, we know the landing gear takes forever to come up on that one, and I can't tell if it's server side that it's not up yet or whatever. So I'm not gonna be like, oh, the landing gear was out forever. The one thing I will
think
dock
it's
you on
server
is that the VTOLs were engaged for pretty much your entire approach and exit, right? So I obviously dock points for that. So I would probably say about a 6.
Have you seen the lack of aerodynamic lift potential of this ship?
Yeah,
so-
but once you start your forward
saying.
motion, like I had said, with anybody really that even has one that kind of does have like that arrow profile, we're wanting to disengage that as soon as you start gaining forward momentum, because you would be then using air quotes aerodynamic profile of it, because we're just doing it for looks.
Yeah, I mean, okay, like, this is how I prefer to do it. I let you judge however you want to judge it. I don't really mind that much.
That's okay. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to judge landings today.
Yeah.
He's here to be judgmental.
It was a good attempt.
The sole
Yeah,
purpose
it was-
of life is to judge
It was a good
landings.
attempt. It was like I said, it looked like a little hesitation with the weeble wobbles. It was nice that you did turn around with it. I felt like the VTOLs were good on takeoff. I noticed that you closed them at a relatively good time, in my opinion. But I'm gonna stick with a 6 as well. It was a good attempt.
Cool. Overall good. The weeble wobbles were not actually a big deal to me because it looked normal. It looked like you were trying to kind of imitate the idea of like you're trying to fight the thrusters a little bit, like you're trying to keep it steady.
Yeah,
Because
kind of.
what happens
the
with
idea.
keyboard and mouse is people tend to overroll, and the fact that you were able to control that and actually make it look kind of more naturalistic was actually pretty impressive. So I will actually commend you for that. You do want to keep it smooth if you can, but I do like the attempt, and I like the creativity in that, how you added it, how you made it look like you're trying to control it. Because to me, that looked pretty naturalistic. Like I said, I've seen a lot of keyboard players. I can tell. If you had told me that you were not a keyboard player, I would have believed you, right? That was pretty impressive. So I will say that's very impressive. Now, you did have, unfortunately, the late gear retraction because you know, obviously it's a little bit weird how long it takes for that gear to retract. And I will agree also the VTOLs were a little bit longer than I would like. Once you start gaining, like for example, if you start going forward and you assume you're probably going to be gaining some actual natural lift, you want to just turn those VTOLs off once you start gaining some decent speed, right? That's just what, for me personally, how it looks. And overall, really, really good. I'm going to give you a 7. So that actually puts you at a 7. So cool. So we are now going to go on to the next round where we're going to have to eliminate people. So we have on our current scorecard right now, Jeef with an 8, Syntax with an 8, Vin with a 6, Sakata with a 7, Jacket with a 9, Darkstar with a 7, Ranom with a 7, Black Sun with a 7. So judges, I'm going to need to confer with you because we're going to need to eliminate. So everybody sit tight. We're going to go ahead and pick who's going to get eliminated. So judges, can you join me in the private section, please? And then we'll come back here shortly. So we have a few ties, right? So here's how it's going to work. Our 7s are all tied up, and we need to break the ties on all our 7s. So we know who is actually going to get eliminated so we can move them on. So that is going to mean Sakata, Darkstar, Random, and Black Sun, you guys are going to get to go again, and you're going to try to break your ties. All right?
So seeing that this is a tiebreaker, hey, extra points for style, make it fancy, commit, and hey, no regrets.
All right.
Here's our first one here.
Yeah, so Darkstar, are you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Darkstar, let's go. Good luck.
Okay. All right.
I love that silhouette.
Kind of like a dark star.
Yeah.
God, they're like so nutty, dude.
He's got his brake lights on. You see that?
Yeah, I saw that. Engage the mood lighting.
Oh no! Oh, it killed the momentum.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Just follow through. Follow through. Follow through.
It's not reversing. That's what's going on. Okay.
Changes
there we go.
the controls.
He has that thing where he has
weird
to
like that
click
too.
Brake
He has
lights.
to click a button.
Okay.
You got turn signals on that as well, dude.
Got the hazards on.
Beep, beep, beep.
Change your repeated grouping to be the indicators.
Yeah. Oh, lag.
No.
Just
No.
Server lag.
Oh, the server.
No.
Oh man.
Did he get a
Hold on.
mulligan?
Were you trying to do it? Were you trying to do a
mulligan.
flip and a straight takeoff? Because that it looked like he was trying to go up, do a flip, and then take off straight. That would have been kind of sweet to see. But you lagged out. You disappeared. That's so.
I'm kind of wondering if he needs a mulligan.
The best part, it got ruined by the game.
Oh man. I would say mulligan.
Kind of give him a mulligan for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jersey Mulligan?
Yeah, give him one more try. He was trying to go for the style points and the game ruined it. So yeah, definitely.
All
give
right,
him another
Darkstar,
try.
you're up again.
I love that he's playing to the strength of his ship. That like alien feel for something that's bizarre, right? You don't really have a good point of reference. So
Get that first contact landing,
yeah, exactly, right? Like you want it to look like that. So
Yeah.
it's really good looking right now.
There he goes. That was nice.
Yep.
And I am recoupled. Hopefully the game doesn't screw up again.
Oh no.
And you spoke too soon.
Yeah.
The servers are having a moment. I think it's good. I think it's good though.
Yeah, that looks good.
That was better.
That looked better, yeah, for
That was
sure.
That was clean.
I love that we have this other suit.
Very laggy though, but hey, it's
The servers
a
are
game.
just having a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
was good.
right. For round
Done, Ken.
2 for Darkstar, Connie.
Dude, that's a 9 for me. The only thing that I could even say anything about, obviously, is that when he came down the point of contact, he didn't land square, and that would have been a 10. Do you know what I mean? Like it would have been perfect. Like there wouldn't have been any movement on the ship when he landed. It would have been a perfect landing. But that was a 9. He made it look like an alien ship coming down from where the fuck it's coming from. It landed smooth. Yeah, it was really good. It was good. That was a 9.
Yeah, so I'm almost on the same boat as well. It looked awesome. It really did. I felt like the incoming could have been a little bit faster, but it did look cinematic with the slow motion. But I'm more of you come in fast, you slow down just in time, you don't overshoot, you land, you take off, bada boom, bada bing, we're out of here. But just because of the beginning. A little bit slow. Hey, it was a great attempt. The landing was on par. The takeoff, the flip, and the exit, I loved. I will give you an 8 on that. It was really good.
Thank you.
Cool. And for me, yeah, it's a little bit slow on the approach. Like, it was still like taking some time to get down. Personally, when it comes to like the alien ships like the Sulin, I personally like when people approach vertically and then rotate and then come down as one smooth motion rather than rotating super far away. That's just my personal preference, though. I like being able to see the ship coming in a forward motion, rotating, and then coming down like an alien. But still really, really good. I think everything else, like everybody said, something that I pretty much agree with. Overall, really good. There's a little bit of lag, but we can look past that. And I will give you an 8. So your highest score is a 9. So you're going to take the 9 with you.
Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
Buzz the camera. Oh, here we go.
I'm digging it.
We got the reverse entry.
This thing is slow.
Bold strategy. Let's see if it pays off.
Oh, all right.
You guys are making this tough on us.
That's what we're looking for,
on
right?
his head.
Oh, there you go.
Is the landing gear gonna...
I am under the raft. Please help.
What the hell? Is my landing gear coming down?
I am under the raft.
I do not
This
see
is
that.
Negative.
the third time I have pulled the elevator down. Okay, there it goes. At least I waited.
Yeah, that was happening to me the other
That's
day
where he
a couple
landed
times
next
in
to
the practices.
Dang.
Jeez.
How about go with him?
And... Okay, there it goes. Landing gear finally decided to move, and...
I watched that from right in front of you. I just watched him flop over.
Did I
give you an extra point for knocking him down. I'm just saying.
Didn't mean to VTOL you onto your butt, but...
Oh no, that's extra points.
Yeah.
If you're able to knock him
using
down
the
without
camera, that's
damaging
extra
or
point.
injuring him, yeah.
Red on...
Yeah, a Hornet.
All right.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Really good approach. What was the thought process on the rear entry? Like, what are you imagining when you're doing that? Just run through me.
For a very quick drop off.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. No, I can definitely see that because the raft does have those little, like the drive. It's supposed to have the things that actually drop the boxes. The what are they? The cranes hybrid? Is that what's supposed to be on there? So, like, yes, totally makes sense, right? So you'd be coming in now. Side note, you probably wouldn't come in reverse the entire way like that, but I like that you did that because it was smooth.
This thing takes forever to flip, so I actually did do a flip.
Maybe I saw it wrong.
Did I see?
It looked like a horizontal. It looked like you just yawed in on my.
Yeah, you yawed.
Yeah, I yawed in, did a flip.
I didn't see a flip. Am I?
Or not?
Yeah, I didn't see that on my end.
A roll, I should say, or a yaw.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that you probably wouldn't have. No, it was not a flat spin. I know what that is. But you wouldn't have reversed the entire way in. You would have come in and then turned around and then done what you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of just like almost like what it looked like on our end is that you parked it. Like, you backed into the spot, dropped it down, right? You backed into the spot and then came forward and landed it. Now I'll give you points. You're the only person that's come anywhere near hybrid the entire time. And we all know where it is because we're watching his stream. So I'll give you points for that. And then you had trouble with the landing gear. Like, it's probably Star Citizen. Like you said, if you pulled the landing gear thing down, it's probably Star Citizen just being dumb. So I'll give you 7. I liked it. It was smooth. You got the closest to hybrid, which gave you all those extra points for me. Good job.
Yeah, it was a great attempt, man. I did like the stylish points coming in backwards, but you did overshoot the landing just a little bit. You had to come forward. You did land close to hybrid. I appreciate that. You did knock him down, so that was also nice. I like that. And, you see hybrid on his back, more points. The delay on the landing gear, it might have been Star Citizen, it might not. I don't know. I'm around 7 as well, man. It was a good attempt. Good job.
All right, you knocked my ass down, I'm giving you a 1. No, I'm just kidding. Overall, like I think the yaw turn. I would love to have seen more of a bank angle into that turn. It would have been really cool because if you bank angled in that turn and as you approach, you could also have the nose down as you're coming back in and coming towards your landing spot, because it would have looked more like kind of like a helicopter. Basically, you had that nice bank angle, but it just looked like a just straight up yacht. That's the biggest negative for me. I think the gear was just probably Star Citizen because you were hitting it and it just wasn't working. Probably just input delay from Star Citizen. That happens sometimes. So overall, really good. Nice and close. You almost squished me. I do like how close you got though. So overall though, because the main thing that I just would like you to tweak on is that bank angle as you come in, I'll give you a 7 as well. Connie, what was yours again? Because I didn't write in my note.
I said 7. Yeah.
Okay, so you're taking that a 7 all the way around? All right, cool.
Yes. Especially in Rocket League.
No, dude. OK. Period is the most toxic thing you can say in Rocket League.
What a save.
What a save.
What a save.
Wow.
My
Chat disabled for 3 seconds.
my left control was not going down.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, you had.
Yo, bump and run.
DMO.
Okay.
Let you go.
Yo, give me his insurance details.
I had lost it when my left control wouldn't work.
Phone number for you to copy.
It
Just let me
happens.
know when you're ready.
All right.
That your crew chief's pissed at you for that lane here, by the way.
I'm gonna have a phone number whenever you're ready to copy.
Well, that's why he's hired.
Let's go, Connie.
I'd have someone fix something.
So for me, like I said, that's probably one of the harder ships to do this in. So I always got to give you kudos for it, right?
I'm
obviously
pretty disappointed with that.
It happens, man. Like that's.
Work.
It could be a number of things, right? You're gonna probably get a 5 from me just because of the what happened, right? Not gonna say it. Like I said earlier, it's hard, right? That one's hard. That one's probably the hardest one to be doing this in. So kudos. I appreciate the attempt.
So yeah, it was a good attempt, but again, I would have liked to see you come in a little bit closer again next to the 890, the hybrid. Still a little bit far away. Did the no shot. Hey, nobody's perfect, man. Nobody, you do your best you can. I'm gonna give you a 4 with that. It was a good attempt though.
I liked everything I saw there. The only thing was the nose over. That cost you the most amount of points. So I will give you a 6 on that because I completely took it. Connie gave a 5. I gave a 6. What was yours again, Jersey?
4. So it'll be a 5.
Yeah, so you get the 5 out of that. Cool. All right. Black Sun is up next.
I think it was
that?
Lag. Yeah, I'm blaming lag.
Jeez, his ship is so tiny next to the 890.
So quiet.
All right. And there, Connie.
Yeah, no, I mean, really good approach. I like the slow down, the like pseudo flare and the landing. The bounce, I think that is. I can't even tell if it's server at this point.
Yeah,
but I have to go off of what I saw.
I had a frame drop at the second there. I don't know why that was again.
Yeah, that's just how it is. So I'm gonna say just because of the way that it looked after the game had settled, that it was just bad point contact, and then the takeoff was great. I like that one. I'd probably give it a 6. In my opinion, I liked it, but I like it because I can't tell. I think that was just because of the land on the bounce.
So gracious with your numbers, Connie.
So yeah, I'm around the same boat. It was a good attempt. Came in. Now listen, a hybrid with the wiggle wobbles, all that kind of made more sense. But I enjoyed it. Like you said, like Connie said, with the landing gear, with the jolt, with the bounce. Unfortunately, probably could have been server side. I don't know. But I'm just gonna have to stick with it. I think it was really good. I did enjoy the exit. You turned around full sent. I liked it. I'm gonna throw a 7 at you.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. And yeah, I like how when you approached, you nosed up as you slowed down, which a lot of players and fighters don't ever do, because obviously you don't need to, but for what we're doing here, it looks phenomenal, looks good. The entire sequence as you approached looked good. Even though you had an issue and everybody was saying lag, I can tell the reason why was because you didn't actually get touchdown before the animation finished. So what happened was is you clipped through the ground, and then once the animation finished, it shot your backside up a little bit, so that kind of caused a little bit of weird stuff. You probably did have like some client-side like stalling, which is probably also what contributed to that. But unfortunately, the reality from what I saw was that the animation clipped through the ground, so that caused a little bit of issue. So I'll also give you a 7. Overall, really, really good. It's just that last thing right there just screwed you over, otherwise it would have been a lot more points. So you're going to take away your final on that is a 7. So for our last 4 here, we have Cicada with a 7, Darkstar with a 9, Random with a 5, Black Sun with the 7, which means between Cicada and Black Sun, we're going to have to pick who's going to get tossed out, because unfortunately who's going to go home today is going to be Vin with the 6 that he had. Sorry, Vin. Lucky next time. So with that, because we have now the 4 that we're going to have to eliminate, or the other 3 that are going to be eliminated from here. So let me change my notes. And I need to confer with the judges real quick. We'll be right back, and we'll give you guys the final tallies and who's going to be going on next. Judges, we're going to go to the private section. So we have our finalists. Unfortunately, who is going to be out, like I said, was Vin. We're also going to tap out Ranam, Black, and Cicada. You guys are going to be tapped out, and we have our finalists now, which is going to be Jeef, Syntax, Jacket, and Darkstar. So those are the last 4 we're going to have going. So for the 4 finalists, you are moving on. Go ahead and stage, and we will call you out. Good luck to all of you. See the ominous red.
There's a reclaimer in the background just going, oh, hi. Oh.
Oh. Yeah, good takeoff.
All right.
Yeah, I like the approach. It looked really cool. It was ominous through the clouds. We all like the blade. It's a sexy looking ship. Good points for landing next to hybrid. I think there was a little bit of either it was the server or it was hesitation, where you'd come in at a certain speed and then it kind of drastically sharply like dropped pretty quickly. And I think it's a little more noticeable in those more maneuverable fighters. So really good overall. I'm gonna give you an 8.
Thank you.
Yeah, so hey, kudos for using the, man, I love that shit, especially with the red headlight. It's one of my favorites. Favorite color is red. But landing was good, really close to hybrid. It looked like a basic landing though. Nice and simple, clean. It was good. Good takeoff, nice roll on the exit. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna be a little harsh on these rounds, but I'm gonna give you a 6. It was good.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm gonna be a little
My man's taking no prisoners.
I need room. I need room for more stylish points and extras. You know.
He wants to see people take risks. All right, I respect it.
I need risk.
So for me, I like the approach. There was a little bit of hesitation as you came in because you were trying to find your angle as you came in. So just a little bit of hesitation. You had some contact on the ground a little bit because the gear is really short on that thing. It's really annoying landing the blade or any really of the Vandal ships, even the older ones. It's just because there's always going to be like contact. So that's always really annoying. You have to go extremely slow to avoid any type of wing contact but you got a lot more points out of me from your takeoff because I really liked how you did. Also fantastic. So I'll give you a middle in between both of them. I'll give you a 7. So we'll give you the middle of the road point for that and call that a 7 overall. Very good. Very good.
Nice. Good job, buddy.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have, you know what, Syntax, since you're blinding me from out here, you get to go. Syntax. All right. GLHF, buddy.
Don't mess this up, Syntax.
Yeah, you're right. He's representing the Forgotten Heralds. Here comes Syntax. No pressure,
I was going to ask you where he was, but you could see him from orbit. Oh, good speed. I think that was the server.
Animation didn't finish.
Okay.
Didn't
Good getting close
follow
to him
through.
with that
Follow
too.
through.
I didn't do the push-up.
Good rotate.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a good takeoff there too. And then the orbital beacons come back on. Approach was smooth, looked good. I liked that you took the risk to try and deploy the landing gear and the VTOL a little bit later, right? Just to make it look like, you know, you're kicking them on to slow the descent, and that you were deploying the gear as you're about to touch down. It almost played out where, you know, they were almost completely extended by the time you hit the ground. Star Citizen believed otherwise. So probably going to give you a 7 on that one. I liked it, but especially the takeoff, because that is kind of like Hybrid said, I'm a big fan of those VTOLs that are like multi-actuated, or there's like a couple of them on there where you kind of do that like helicopter takeoff. The alternative is, of course, it's a spaceship. So you go up, and as you rotate the VTOL thrusters, you just go into the full vertical, I'm taking off from this godforsaken planet maneuver, which is good. So I'm giving you a 7.
Thank you.
Yeah,
yes, sir.
It was clean. It was simple. It was good landing, good income. It's really hard to do anything special with the Reclaimer, to the maneuverability. But I'm gonna give you that Dave Portnoy score. You know, every land, everybody knows rules. I'm gonna stick with a 6. It was clean. It was good. Good job.
Yep. Overall, really, really good. The main thing that just killed you was just the timing of the animation. If you had gotten the timing of the animation a lot cleaner on there, that would have been a solid high score point. Fortunately, that killed the entire thing for me. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to give you a 6. So the highest weight of there obviously is a 7, but because we have 2 6s, that's going to outweigh it. So you're going to get the 6 on that. Cool.
One landing, everybody knows the rules.
Yeah, the landing gear, you got to get that timing right, because otherwise it clips, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Jeef,
Good
are
job,
you ready?
Reclaimer.
Are you still
Yes, sir.
All right, bro. All right, let's go. Jeef, good luck.
Bonus points, because that's my favorite looking ship. Also has a lot of moving parts, so let's see if you can pull it all out for me, because it's one of my favorite ships to fly.
It turns like a boat.
It's designed that way.
In a loving way. I love boats. Grew up on the ocean.
And away he goes. All right.
And he's gone.
And he's gone. All right. Nope.
Yep, Imperial, transport coming in for the landing. Love that thing.
Lambda
Love the way it
shuttle.
looks. Yeah, Lambda shuttle. Love it. Absolutely love the way that the wings unfold. I will say the landing gear came out a little bit quick, but one of my favorite things about the VTOL on the Corsair is they're these big, meaty thrusters, right? And you tap them enough at right as you're about to hit the ground that it looked really cinematic, right? Like the thrusters were engaging. It was arresting the momentum. It looked awesome, right? Same thing with the takeoff. The landing gear didn't go in quick enough. And that's just because that's how that ship works. And again, in my opinion, when you're rating these kind of things, you want them to go up in there and then you start your movement. Like I said, we want to try to avoid the eventual overspeed of the gear, even though it may not be a thing for a lot of the stuff. But I'm going to go off of that. I'm going to give you a 7. I think it looked great.
Yeah, so great entry. So one of my favorite landings is when a ship comes in fast and it rotates to the side and it uses the bottom thrusters to force its way to a stop. I love those landings because it just looks really good, really cinematic, especially like when you're in a rush, you got to land real quick, stop the ships real quick. I did like the sideways coming in, so great takeoff, great animations, great work with the VTOLs, the landing gears, all of that. I'm going to up it with a 7.
All right. So I loved the entire sequence of it. Really good. I will say though, I would like to see a little bit more bank angle as you came in because you did a lot of yaw rotation. Really good, but a little bit bank angle would have sold me a little bit more on how heavy that ship was.
Yeah.
As you came in though, really solid. You had full control over the ship. As you touched down, it was a little bit fast on the touchdown where it snapped forward a little bit too much, so your contact patches were slightly off. But I liked it either way though. It was really good. I just think that those could be like tightened up. Everything else was really good. So I'm actually going to give you an 8 out of it because I think that overall not really super big deal, but it was really good. I would love to see those tightened up. So that would be an 8 for me. So we have what, 2 7s? Was it 7 for you, Connie, right? Yeah, 2 7s, 2 7s and an 8. So you're going to get the 7 on that one. Alrighty, and then that leaves Jacket.
M50?
M50. Uh-oh. I'm dead.
Are you using cap or?
No, I'm dead, dude.
Oh no. Oh no.
I'm just doing the Peter Griffin.
I came in way too fast. I was trying to try and slow down, but
that's funny.
I'm just doing the Family Guy on the ground.
If he would have landed that and like stopped in front of Hybrid.
All right, so we all collectively agree that's a 0, right? Yep. All right.
Well, someone did get 0.
That unfortunately might count. I don't know. It depends on disqualification because killing the judge or.
Yeah,
we'll run it back. Yeah, you don't want to run me over. I like.
I'll come back.
Run Hybrid over.
I appreciate you regenning
okay, so my strategy, I was going to try and hit you without killing you. Obviously, a little too fast.
I appreciate you resetting my food and water, though. All right.
Ooh, that's the Navy landing.
Skirt. I shouldn't have switched ships because I don't muscle memory.
Oh no!
I didn't know you were a Navy pilot. That's crazy.
Look at little baby.
I totally misjudged my height. I was like, wait, I'm not 3 feet off the ground. I'm 20.
Said every Navy pilot ever. Stink rate minus 70 at 30 feet off the ground. Yeah, like I had told you earlier, I really like those rolling stops. I don't like Navy pilots, though, so I will have to take points for the landing. And that's only because I'm an Air Force boy. But they are the best fucking pilots out there, so I'm not going to talk them. But coming in for a rolling landing was something that nobody else has done, right? That was a risk that you needed to take to kind of really stand out in these. So I appreciate that you tried something different, especially with something with wheels to kind of like, because that's what it's going to do, right, in the future. Like, you're going to come in and land like a plane.
Yeah.
So the takeoff looked great, came out, racetrack, hard out. Like, that's exactly that kind of, like, that's what that ship does. It's supposed to get the fuck out of there, right? So that all looked good. You killed Hybrid in the first go, but we're not counting that. Looked good because you even passed him, like, while you were doing the roll, because, like, you could have pretty much done a touch and go if it had been perfect. So I'll probably give you.
Yeah, my initial plan was to go the other way, but then you parked behind him, so it made it.
So it's probably a 6 for me, just because of the bonk. But like I said, way to go, man. Like, I appreciate that you're taking the risks.
So yeah,
so what you're saying is at least maybe get a tiebreaker.
It was a good attempt. I agree with most of what Connie said, but I don't know how it looked on your side, but when I was watching Hyra's video, you did that front nose slide in on the ground without tumbling and rolling. It actually looked pretty cool. But yeah, all in all, good attempt, good try.
If you were on fire, you'd look like a carrier lady. You're like, help!
Yeah, it was like hard hit and then a bounce, and then
so
would have made that better.
I was gonna give you a 4, but I'm gonna give you an extra point for killing Hybrid, so I'll give you a 5.
That's good.
Your initial approach was good. I like how you also flared out as you leveled out, and then as you were about to touch it, unfortunately, you mistimed the gear. That caused the gear to clip through. That caused a whole bunch of shenanigans. You ended up belly flopping a little bit. Once you were able to arrest your momentum, you then took off, and overall, I think your takeoff was pretty good. You even threw a little bit of a corkscrew on your way out there, too, for a good measure. So I'm going to give you a 6, which means you have 2 6s, so we're going to go ahead and plop you at 6. So this means the final scores for this semi-finalist round is Jeef at a 7, Syntax at a 6, Jacket at a 6, Darkstar at a 7. Unfortunately, Syntax and Jacket, you guys are going to be going home, and we have Jeef and Darkstar who are going to be taking the final spots here. So we are going to set it up. Jeef and Darkstar, go ahead and set up at the final end of the runway. For the actual final, we're going to have an actual proper showdown here, folks. This is going to be awesome. All right, folks. After talking with my judges, we have decided we are still going to do the first and second place. So we're going to have Jeef and Darkstar go here in a second. But we're going to have Syntax and Jacket actually go a second time. And you guys are going to be tie break for third place.
So if you want to switch your ships right now, do what you got to do, and then come back and be ready.
Let's go.
Let's go, Darkstar.
Oh, he's in a Starlancer too. He has no visibility.
Oh, he's got that mail slot visibility. Let's see how he pulls it off here. Coming upside down, bold strategy.
Huh.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, that's server lag. That's 100% server lag.
Yeah. That is 100%. Mulligan.
Mulligan that. Love seeing the retros fire as it comes over.
Does look cool. Oh, nice.
Ooh. My Uber Eats has arrived, but I didn't tip him, so away he goes.
This man said Uber Eats. What happened to DoorDash? Oh, he's still
Quantum boost. He's gone.
Yeah, he was still going in straight line anyway, so that's good.
If you spin, you go faster.
I think that one wasn't server lag. I think that was the gear deploying. And yeah, a little bit late. I liked that you came in like everybody on Free Fly. They're like, where the heck is the hangar? Why am I facing this way? So it was really good homage.
The free fly strategy, bold.
Free fly approach.
Yeah. It really is. It embodies the spirit of what this is about, where the series started from, you know. So that's what we like to see. Like I said, the gear coming out late, like at this point of the competition, rookie mistake, right? So the takeoff looked good, and I like that you rolled out again, like every free flyer does when they leave the hangar. They're just like, I can spin this thing. This is sweet. So, yeah, I'll probably give you a 7.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Yeah, so great attempt. I like the extra style points. Came in upside down, did flip. All in all, a little jolt on the landing. So I will give you a 7, but coming in the way you did and flipping like that, I'm looking for style points. I'm bumping it up to an 8. Good job.
Ooh.
Oh.
Ooh.
Dang. All right. So I like the approach also as well. Very, very good. Very thoughtful. I do like seeing those retros fire as you came in. However, I will say as you're nosing over and then you're lining up for your approach, pull the nose up to make it look like you're trying to arrest any forward momentum as you come down, just because it looks cool. You know, give it that additional rotation upwards as you come down to make it look good. Fortunately, the timing on your gear was not accurate either, so that caused a lot of, you know, mishaps there. The takeoff was all really good. Yeah, there's a little bit of lag, but, you know, we're not going to count that, so... unfortunately, those little small errors for me, plus the missing of the gear and missing the timing, is going to give me a 6. So we're going to give you the middle road, and you're going to take that 7 home with you. All right. Good work.
I like Corsair.
Good choice.
He wants to get
Yeah,
extra points by Connie.
We love Corsair, and if he can really nail out those things that I mentioned when he on this approach, especially with it being night, the way that this looks. See, like, there we go. Nice roll.
Good bank angle as well.
Yeah. VTOLs are engaged to arrest all that momentum. Very good.
Almost turn the engines off.
The muscle memory almost kicking in.
Yeah.
Gears up and in. He's away. That's smooth on my books. All right, so it's not perfect, right? I think that we're all looking for that striving for perfection thing. Like that you took from what we did the last time and kind of rolled a little bit more. Makes the ship feel like it's actually a thing and not just floating and being able to move in whatever direction it wants, right? The landing was, it's a big ship. It should come down a little bit hard, but it was harder than I would have liked. And honestly, on the descent, you kind of, as soon as the gear comes out, because they have that thing now where you pop your gear out and the limiter goes really low, right? It like slowed you down, and then you had to like urge the ship to go down a little bit more, and that kind of added to like hitting the ground a little bit harder. I'm gonna give you an 8. I liked it.
Yeah, I agree. It was a great entry, great landing, great exit, smooth, clean. I'll give you a 7.
Oh, I'm gonna differ from both of them. Everything was solid. The main thing I only just didn't like was the gear was a little bit too early for my taste. That was the real main stickler for me. I think overall you had a really smooth approach. I love the bank angle. You fixed what you did previously, the critique I had there. And then as you touch down, the gear was just a little bit too early for my tasting. I would like it to be right before you touch down, just very cinematic and smooth. As you gained altitude, very smooth. You pulled the VTOL out, and then you changed your configuration. Everything was good. Everything was beautiful and solid. So I'm actually going to give that a 9. So you're going to take the 8. So that means we have, ladies and gentlemen, a winner. Jeef is going to be taking first place, followed by Darkstar, but we are not done yet. We have to figure out who's going to get third place, since both Syntax and Jacket, good job there, Jersey. Syntax and Jacket both got a 6. They are going to go in and do a tiebreaker run here. Unfortunately, Star Citizen had other ideas, and we couldn't get Syntax and Total Metal Jacket to do a tiebreaker. Unfortunately for Total, his game was just not cooperating, and he even had to do some character repairs, and it was like hours later before he was even able to get back into the game. So what happened was, instead, Syntax graciously decided to bow out and allow Total to take that spot. So the final winners were Jeefly taking first place, Darkstar taking second place, and then Total Metal Jacket taking third place. So congratulations to all the contestants for this competition, and absolutely, folks, we're going to be doing this once more again, bigger and better, of course. There's a lot more here and there that I really want to tweak and adjust for this competition, and I'm really excited to eventually plan this out and really get it going again for this year or next year. We'll see. I'll have that planned out, and you guys will see that, especially if you're on my Discord. So if you haven't already, be sure to join my Discord if you either want to take part or watch these competitions live. There will be announcements, of course, there. That's where the bulk of all my announcements for the channel generally are going to be. So, folks, if you did indeed enjoy this video, please leave a like, as it really does help out the channel. And, of course, if you want to watch more videos like this and much more down the line, be sure to subscribe as well. If you want to go a little bit above and beyond and support the work that I do here on the channel, consider becoming a channel member like these fine folks right here, whose contributions help me out immensely when it comes to putting together big projects like this. But until next time, fly safe, because you never know who might be watching, and I'll see you all in the black.